Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. The next live trial we'll be bringing you here on Court TV was supposed to actually begin last week, but it was continued due to a medical issue with the judge. It is the state of Wisconsin versus defendant Theodore Edgecomb. Now, this man is accused of killing Milwaukee immigration attorney Jason Cleereman back in September of 2020 in a deadly road rage shooting. Let's take a look at this case with Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter.
We hope everyone continues to, keep a open mind and not try the case in the media and just wait till the facts come about.
The case involves Theodore Edgecomb, accused of murder in the shooting death of immigration attorney Jason Cleereman. Police claim it started out as a verbal altercation while Edgecomb was riding his bicycle in Milwaukee last year, and it ended with Edgecomb shooting and killing Cleereman. Prosecutors say Edgecomb provoked the attack.
This was a senseless act. There was no reason for it.
But defense attorneys say Edgecomb was the victim and pointed to this surveillance video showing Cleereman following Edgecomb, then getting out of his car and approaching the cyclist moments before Edgecomb fires.
This is a clear case of self-defense, and we look forward to and maintain confidence in our judicial system to establish the same.
The case has drawn comparisons to Kyle Rittenhouse, who claimed at his trial he was defending himself when he shot and killed 2 men and injured a third during protest in the neighboring city of Kenosha last year.
He lunges at me with his pistol pointed directly at my head.
The defense team plans to call John Black, the same expert whose testimony helped acquit Rittenhouse.
I have a known distance, and I have a time that it took him to run that known distance.
Theodore Edgecomb deserves the same right that Kyle Rittenhouse got.
But Cleereman's widow, a witness to the shooting, says Edgecomb was the only one armed and violent that night.
My husband got out because he should just talk to the man, and the guy waited. And I'm just standing there waiting. And as my husband got real close, I saw him pull out a gun. And my husband never saw it because he was close and shot him point blank in the head. And I saw my husband drop to the ground.
At the time of the shooting, Edgecomb was out on bond, and as a condition of his release, he was not allowed to have a gun. He was arrested about 6 months later in Kentucky. The defense is fighting to limit what the jury should hear about his other case and argues it shouldn't have any bearing on Edgecomb's right to defend himself.
The state's attempt here is to bootstrap this bail jumping charge to prejudice the jury by confusing them to try to continue a narrative that somehow Mr. Edgecomb would not be privileged to exercise self-defense because he would perhaps have an order that would deny him the right to have a firearm in the first place.
Edgecomb is facing 1 count of first-degree reckless homicide and 2 counts of bail jumping. He is being held on a $250,000 cash bond.
That was Chanley Painter reporting there. Now, Court TV will begin live coverage of Wisconsin versus Theodore Edgecomb on Tuesday. That is what the plan is as of now. We'll let you know if anything changes there. Should be a really interesting case because we know a homicide was committed. We just don't know whether that homicide was a crime. So let me bring in my guests for some discussion now in Atlanta, Georgia, attorney Marcia Minot, and in St. Paul, Minnesota, attorney Jack Rice. Okay, so I think for just the sake of our discussion, I would love for you each to take a position to try to give our viewers a preview of where we are going to see the state going here and then the defense team going. So, Marcia, if you would kindly take the position of the state we know that there is evidence that Theodore Edgecomb reached into the car and punched Jason Cleereman before he got out of the car and then was shot to death by Edgecomb. How is the state going to meet its burden of proving that first-degree intentional homicide, please?
Well, the first thing I want to argue as a prosecutor is that intent can be created in a split second. A lot of individuals think that there's something premeditated, has to have a whole lot of time, a whole lot of planning. In this situation, my argument would be that the defendant in this case is the aggressor, that he started and precipitated the incident, and that not only that, he was not supposed to be in possession of a firearm that day. So despite the fact that he alleges he's defending himself, we find that he had the intent to murder because there was another way that he could have handled this situation without gunning down the alleged victim in this case.
Marcia, thank you. Jack, take the position of the defense, if you would kindly. We see that video where, the defendant's riding away on his bicycle. He's riding away, and we see the car driven by Jason Cleereman's wife follow him and go right up to the curb where the encounter ensues.
Cleereman is chasing down Edgecomb, step by step, as they decide to turn that corner, as they come up on the curb, as Mr. Edgecomb is moving away. Notice, he is moving away step by step by step by step. What we need to be able to establish is the fear in the mind of Mr. Edgecomb and why it's reasonable. We have a piece of video that's quite powerful, and in fact, I think the defense is going to use that. If they slow it down clip by clip by clip by clip, what you're going to show is something that is very scary, very intentional, and in this particular case is all about self-defense. I think that's where they have to go.
Jack Rice, Marcia Minot, I would love to see you both in court. Thank you for those previews of what we can see in this case when it starts next week, as we are told.